Hello everyone, welcome. Let's explore today's editorial page. Our objective is to get familiar with powerful words that will enhance our communication. Also, make sure to pronounce each word after me to improve your pronunciation. Ready? Let's go. Our first word is ominous. It is an adjective. Ominous means giving the impression that something bad or unpleasant is going to happen. In other words, it means when something feels like it's a sign of trouble or danger. Let's look at some examples. The ominous clouds are a sign of a storm. Another example would be, his ominous tone made me worry. Synonyms or words that have similar meanings with ominous are threatening, menacing, and sinister. On the other hand, antonyms or words with opposite meanings are auspicious, promising, and encouraging. Next, we have exhort. It is a verb. Exhort means to strongly encourage or urge someone to do something. In other words, it means motivating or inspiring someone to take a specific action. See the examples to understand the word better. I exhort you to be careful, or the teacher exhorted her students to study hard. Synonyms or words that have similar meanings with exhort are urge, encourage, and advise. Antonyms or words with opposite meanings are discourage, deter, and dissuade. Now, let's move on to incubating. It is a verb. Incubating means to develop or maintain an idea, plan, or project in the early stages. In other words, it means nurturing or growing something in its initial phase. This is how to use it in a sentence. He's incubating a new business idea, or the eggs are incubating in the nest. Synonyms or words that have similar meanings with incubating are develop, hatch, and nurture. On the other hand, antonyms or words with opposite meanings are neglect, ignore, and abandon. Our next word is diaspora. It is a noun. Diaspora refers to the dispersion of any people from their original homeland. In other words, it describes the scattering or spreading of a particular group of people from their ancestral land. Look at these examples. The African diaspora has influenced many cultures, or the Jewish diaspora occurred after the Babylonian exile. Synonyms or words that have similar meanings with diaspora are dispersion, displacement, and migration. Antonyms or words with opposite meanings are gathering, assembly, and congregation. Let's continue with incumbent. It is an adjective. Incumbent means necessary for someone as a duty or responsibility. In other words, it describes a role or obligation that is required or expected from a person. This is how to use it in a sentence. It's incumbent upon us to help, or the incumbent president is running for re-election. Synonyms or words that have similar meanings with incumbent are obligatory, required, and compulsory. Antonyms or words with opposite meanings are optional, unnecessary, and non-essential. Moving on to euphoria. It is a noun. Euphoria refers to a feeling or state of intense excitement and happiness. In other words, it describes an overwhelming sense of joy or exhilaration. Let's see some examples. Winning the lottery brought him euphoria. Another example would be, the euphoria of graduation day was palpable. Synonyms or words that have similar meanings with euphoria are ecstasy, bliss, and exhilaration. On the other hand, antonyms or words with opposite meanings are misery, despair, and sadness. Now let's discuss stemming. It is a verb. Stemming means to originate in or be caused by. In other words, it describes the source or root of something. For example, the crisis stems from economic instability. Another example is, his fear stems from a traumatic experience. Synonyms or words that have similar meanings with stemming are originate, derive, and arise. On the other hand, antonyms or words with opposite meanings are end, cease, and terminate. Next we have perfidious. It is an adjective. Perfidious means deceitful and untrustworthy. In other words, it describes someone who is dishonest or betraying. It is used before a noun. For example, the perfidious spy betrayed his country. Another one is, her perfidious actions led to her downfall. Synonyms, or words that have similar meanings with perfidious, are treacherous, deceptive, and dishonest. On the other hand, antonyms, or words with opposite meanings, are loyal, faithful, and trustworthy. Now let's talk about shibboleths. It is a noun. Shibboleths refer to customs, principles, or beliefs that distinguish a particular class or group of people. In other words, it describes the characteristics or practices that set a group apart. Look at these examples. The company's shibboleth set it apart, and shibboleths can often lead to stereotypes. Synonyms, or words that have similar meanings with shibboleths, are trademark, hallmark, and slogan. On the other hand, antonyms, or words with opposite meanings, are uniqueness, individuality, and singularity. Moving on to foolhardy. It is an adjective. Foolhardy means recklessly bold or rash. In other words, it describes someone who acts without thinking or taking proper precautions. See the example to understand better. It was foolhardy to go into the storm, or his foolhardy actions put others at risk. Synonyms, or words that have similar meanings with foolhardy, are reckless, rash, and impulsive. On the other hand, antonyms, or words with opposite meanings, are cautious, prudent, and wise. Next, we have unprecedented. It is an adjective. Unprecedented means never done or known before. It describes something that is unique or unparalleled. This is how to use it in a sentence. The pandemic is an unprecedented event, or the team's success is unprecedented. Synonyms, or words that have similar meanings with unprecedented, are unparalleled, unmatched, and unique. On the other hand, antonyms, or words with opposite meanings, are common, normal, and usual. Now let's discuss heed. It is a verb. Heed means to pay attention to or take notice of. In other words, it means to be aware of and consider something seriously. For example, heed the warning signs. Another example would be, she failed to heed the advice. Synonyms, or words that have similar meanings with heed, are notice, observe, and consider. On the other hand, antonyms, or words with opposite meanings, are ignore, disregard, and neglect. Moving on to invegled. It is a verb. Invegled means to persuade someone to do something by means of deception or flattery. In other words, it means to manipulate or entice someone through cunning or flattering tactics. He inveigled her into buying the car. Another example is, she was inveigled into the scheme. Synonyms, or words that have similar meanings with inveigled, are entice, lure, and seduce. On the other hand, antonyms, or words with opposite meanings, are dissuade, discourage, and repel. Next, we have blandishment. It is a noun. Blandishment refers to a flattering or pleasing statement or action used to persuade someone gently to do something. In other words, it describes the act of complimenting or praising someone to influence their actions. See the examples. He used blandishments to win her over, and the salesman's blandishments were ineffective. Synonyms, or words that have similar meanings with blandishment, are flattery, compliment, and praise. On the other hand, antonyms, or words with opposite meanings, are insult, offense, and criticism. Our final word is bolster. It is a verb. Bolster means to support or strengthen. In other words, it means providing assistance or reinforcement. Let's look at these examples to understand better. The evidence will bolster his case, or she tried to bolster her friend's confidence. Synonyms, or words that have similar meanings with bolster, are strengthen, support, and reinforce. On the other hand, antonyms, or words with opposite meanings, are weaken, undermine, and deteriorate. Thank you for joining me today on this vocabulary exploration. I hope you've enjoyed discovering new words and expanding your language skills. Remember to comment below and share the words that fascinated you the most and make your own sentences with them. If you found this video helpful and engaging, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who may benefit from our content.